Walk onto any used car lot in America right now, and you will see them sitting there, dusty, parked between a 2019 Nissan Rogue with a dead continuously variable transmission and a 2020 Chevy Equinox with a turbo that is already burning oil at 68,000 miles. Nobody is looking at them. The salesman walks right past them. And meanwhile, there is a line of people waiting to finance a brand new compact SUV for $38,000 with a 3-cylinder engine and a 7-year loan. I have been a mechanic for over 2 decades, and I am telling you, right now, the SUVs getting ignored on that lot will still be running when those brand new crossovers are in a junkyard with seized turbos and fried transmissions. Today, I'm counting down 3 SUVs that were built so well, your grandkids will inherit them. And every single one of them is under $10,000 right now. I am saving the best for number 1 because that SUV is, in my professional opinion, the most undervalued vehicle in the entire used market. Let us get into it. Starting at number 3 is an SUV that most people overlook because it does not look like much. It is not flashy. It does not have a giant chrome grille or 20-inch wheels. It looks like a responsible appliance, and that is exactly why you can buy one for almost nothing right now. The Honda CR-V second generation, specifically the 2005 and 2006 model years. These are the ones you want. Honda built the second generation CR-V from 2002 to 2006. But the 2005 and 2006 models are the sweet spot because Honda fixed the one significant issue that plagued the earlier years. The air conditioning compressor on 2002 through 2004 models had a known failure mode where it would self-destruct and send metal shrapnel through the entire air conditioning system, turning a $400 compressor replacement into a $2,000 nightmare. Honda redesigned the compressor for 2005, and the problem disappeared. That one change took this SUV from very good to essentially bulletproof. Under the hood is Honda's K24A1, a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder from the legendary K-Series engine family. This engine uses a timing chain, not a belt. That means no $800 timing belt service at 100,000 miles. The chain is designed to last the life of the engine, and these engines routinely last well past 250,000 miles. It produces 160 horsepower, which does not sound like much, but the CR-V weighs about 3,400 pounds, and the power delivery is smooth and linear thanks to Honda's iVTEC system. It is paired to a 5-speed automatic transmission that is a conventional torque converter unit, not a CVT, a continuously variable transmission. That distinction matters because CVTs are the number 1 transmission failure I see in my shop on modern compact SUVs. This 5-speed automatic will shift reliably for decades if the fluid is changed every 30,000 miles. Last year, a retired postal worker brought me a 2005 CR-V with 228,000 miles on it. She had bought it new. Original engine, original transmission. She wanted to know if she should finally trade it in. I put it on the lift, checked the compression, inspected the undercarriage, and told her the truth. The compression was within spec on all 4 cylinders. The transmission shifted clean. The only thing it needed was a rear differential fluid change, which cost about $120, and a set of front brake pads. She drove away, and she is still driving it. The all-wheel drive system on the second generation CR-V is a dual pump system that sends power to the rear wheels automatically when the fronts slip. It is not a serious off-road system, but for rain, snow, and gravel roads, it does the job without adding complexity or failure points. Fuel economy is around 23 miles per gallon combined, which is better than most modern midsize SUVs running turbocharged engines that require premium fuel. Current market price on a 2005 or 2006 CRV with under 150,000 miles is between $4,000 and $6,500, depending on condition and region. Compare that to a same year Toyota RAV4, which goes from $6,000 to $9,000. The CRV delivers the same level of reliability for thousands less, because Honda does not carry the same cult resale premium that Toyota does. RepairPal puts the annual maintenance cost for this generation CRV at around $407 a year, which is lower than almost every SUV in its class. When you go shopping for one, here is what to check. First, listen for any ticking from the top of the engine at startup. A light tick that fades after 30 seconds is normal VTEC solenoid noise. A tick that stays means the previous owner skipped oil changes and the VTEC system is starved. Walk away. Second, check the rear differential. Get under the vehicle and look for any fluid seepage around the rear differential housing. The dual pump system depends on clean fluid, and if the previous owner never changed it, the clutch packs inside can wear out. A rear differential rebuild runs about $800 to $1,200, depending on the shop. Third, test the air conditioning. Cycle it on and off several times. If it blows warm or makes a grinding noise, you are looking at a compressor issue, even on updated models, if someone installed an aftermarket unit incorrectly. If the air conditioning is cold and quiet, you are in good shape. Number 2 is an SUV that was originally engineered for the international market, built to survive conditions that would destroy most American vehicles, and then wrapped in a luxury interior and sold at Lexus dealerships for over $50,000 new. Today, you can buy one for under $10,000, and it will outlast anything on any showroom floor in America. The Lexus GX470 was produced from 2003 to 2009. This is not just a luxury SUV. This is a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado wearing a Lexus badge. It shares its platform with the Toyota 4Runner. It uses full-time four-wheel drive with a torsion center differential and a locking center differential. It is body-on-frame construction, not a unibody crossover pretending to be an SUV. This vehicle was designed to cross deserts, climb mountain passes, and then park at a country club without anyone knowing where it had been. The engine is the 2 UZFE, a 4.7-liter naturally aspirated V8 with an iron block and aluminum heads. This engine was developed from the same family that powered the original Lexus LS 400, which is widely regarded as one of the most reliable luxury cars ever built. The 2 UZFE produces 263 horsepower and 323 pound-feet of torque. There is no turbocharger, there is no direct injection, there is no variable displacement or cylinder deactivation. It is port fuel injected and uses a timing belt. And when that belt is serviced at the correct 90,000-mile interval, this engine will go 300,000 miles on factory internals without breaking a sweat. I have a customer who bought a 2006 GX4 76 years ago with 124,000 miles for $9,800. He is now at 213,000 miles. Total unplanned repairs in 6 years have been a set of front brake pads, a water pump at 185,000 miles, one battery, and a wheel bearing at 198,000 miles. That is it. He uses it to tow a 5,000-pound boat every summer and drives it through New England winters without chains. The 5-speed automatic transmission behind that V8 is a proven unit that Toyota used across its truck lineup for over a decade. It shifts smoothly, handles towing loads without overheating, and will outlast the body of the vehicle if the fluid is changed every 60,000 miles. The interior is where this vehicle separates itself from everything else at this price point. Heated leather seats come on most trims. Mark Levinson, premium audio, real wood trim that was built to last, not peel after 3 years like some competitors. Power everything. The seats are comfortable enough to drive cross-country without a complaint. The cabin is quiet at highway speed in a way that makes you forget this vehicle originally cost more than most people's first house. Current pricing on a 2005 to 2008 GX470 with 120,000 to 160,000 miles is between $7,500 and $10,000. Some higher mileage examples go for as low as $6,500. Compare that to a same year BMW X5 or Mercedes ML at the same price, and realize that the German SUVs will cost you $3,000 to $5,000 a year in repairs, while the GX will cost you oil changes and brake pads. Kelley Blue Book puts the private party value for a 2006 GX470 at around $7,700, and owners rate it 4.9 out of 5 for reliability. That is not a number you see on almost any vehicle, let alone one you can buy for under $10,000. When you inspect one, there are three things to check. First, the timing belt. If it has not been done and the vehicle is over 90,000 miles, you need to budget $1,000 to $1,200 for the belt, the water pump, and the tensioners all done together. This is not optional. The Tuyozevi is an interference engine, which means if that belt breaks, the valves hit the pistons and the engine is destroyed. But if the belt has been done, you have another 90,000 miles of confidence ahead of you. Second, check the lower ball joints. These are a known wear item on the GX platform, and they typically need replacement around 120,000 to 150,000 miles. Cost is about $600 for the pair. Third, if the vehicle has the rear AIR suspension option, test it. Make sure it rises and lowers properly on command. Replacing air springs runs about $400 to $500 per side, but many owners convert to standard coil springs for about $300 total, which eliminates the problem permanently. If you want this content to keep coming, hit that subscribe button. I put out videos every week breaking down the vehicles the market ignores. Now let me tell you about number one. Here it is. The single SUV I would buy tomorrow if I needed something to drive for the next 15 years, and I wanted to spend the absolute minimum on maintenance. The SUV I have personally recommended to more customers than any other vehicle in my entire career. The Toyota 4Runner, 4th generation, from 2006 to 2009 with the 4-liter V6. Most people do not realize how good these are because Toyota never made a big deal about it. They just quietly built the same bulletproof platform year after year, while every other manufacturer chased turbos, continuously variable transmissions, and electronic complexity that breaks at 80,000 miles. The 4th generation 4Runner is body-on-frame, with real 4-wheel drive and a 2-speed transfer case. It has low-range gearing for off-road or heavy towing, and under the hood sits one of the most proven engines Toyota has ever produced. The 1GRFE is a 4-liter naturally aspirated V6, producing 236 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. It uses a timing chain, not a belt. That chain is designed to last the life of the engine with nothing more than regular oil changes. There is no turbo, there is no direct injection, no variable displacement, no cylinder deactivation. Port fuel injection that just works day after day, year after year, mile after mile. I have personally seen multiple 1GRFE engines exceed 300,000 miles on original internals. I have one customer with a 2007 4Runner SR5 that just passed 342,000 miles on the original engine and the original 5-speed automatic transmission. He changes the oil every 5,000 miles and the transmission fluid every 60,000 miles. That is his entire maintenance routine besides brakes and tires. A few months back, a young couple came into my shop. They had just had their first kid and were shopping for a family vehicle. Their budget was $9,000. Everyone had told them to buy a used Honda CR-V or a Hyundai Tucson. I told them to buy a 4Runner. They looked at me like I was joking. 2 weeks later, they came back in a 2007 4Runner SR5 with the 4-liter V6, four-wheel drive, 148,000 miles, and a purchase price of $8,600. That vehicle, if they maintain it the way I told them to, will be the vehicle they teach their kid to drive in 12 years from now, and it will still be running when that kid hands it down to somebody else. That is not an exaggeration. That is what these trucks do. The 5-speed automatic transmission in the 2006 to 2009 models is the A750F, a unit Toyota used across its truck and SUV lineup, including the Tacoma and the FJ Cruiser. It is not the most modern transmission. It is not the most fuel efficient, but it is proven over millions of miles and decades of service. When it does eventually need work, every transmission shop in America knows it inside and out, and a rebuild runs about $2,500 to $3,000. Compare that to a modern 8 or 10 speed that costs $5,000 to $7,000 when it fails at 90,000 miles. Towing capacity on the V6 4Runner is 5,000 pounds, which handles a small boat, a utility trailer, or a lightweight camper without complaint. Fuel economy is 16 to 20 miles per gallon, depending on driving conditions. That is not great by modern standards, but you are not paying a monthly car payment either. The money you save on the purchase price and the repairs you never have to make will cover a lot of fuel. The 4Runner interior is not luxury, but it is built to last. The cloth seats in the SR5 trim hold up for decades without splitting. The controls are simple, mechanical, and intuitive. Visibility is excellent in every direction because Toyota had not yet adopted the rising belt lines and tiny windows that make modern SUVs feel like driving a bunker. The ride height is commanding without being punishing. The cargo area with the rear window that rolls down independently is one of those features you do not appreciate until you have it. Current market price on a 2006 to 2009 4Runner V6 with 130,000 to 160,000 miles is between $7,000 and $10,000. Pricing starts at around $9,175 on Kelley Blue Book for a 2006 SR5 model, though higher mileage examples sell below that. Meanwhile, a same-year Jeep Grand Cherokee with the 3.7-liter V6 is selling for $5,000 to $7,000 and will need a minimum of $2,000 in repairs the first year you own it. The Jeep depreciates harder because it breaks more often. The 4Runner holds its value because people who own them know what they have and refuse to sell them. This is a 10-year maintenance cost of roughly $6,000, and that includes everything. That is $600 a year to own one of the most capable and durable SUVs ever built. A new compact crossover will cost you more than that in the first oil change and tire rotation. When you inspect a 4Runner, the number one thing to check is the frame. Toyota had a known frame rust issue on 4th-generation models, particularly in salt belt states. The company actually issued a frame replacement program for some affected vehicles. Inspect the frame rails near the rear trailing arm mounts and around the catalytic converters. Surface rust is normal on a 20-year-old truck. Deep pitting, flaking metal, or fresh black undercoating that looks like someone is trying to hide something is a reason to walk away. If the frame is solid, you have a vehicle that will go another 200,000 miles without a major repair. Second, check the ignition coils. The 1 GRFE engine can develop a misfire if individual coils wear out around 150,000 miles. Replacement is about $40 per coil, and it takes 20 minutes. Not a deal breaker, but factor it in. Third, listen for any whining from the power steering pump at full lock. The pump can get noisy at higher mileage, and replacement runs about $350 to $500 installed. Use it as negotiating leverage on the price. So there it is. 3 SUVs the market has completely forgotten about, and every single one of them will outlast a brand new crossover off any showroom floor in America. The Honda CR-V second generation with the K24 engine that refuses to quit. The Lexus GX470 with genuine Land Cruiser DNA and a luxury interior for the price of a used Nissan Rogue. And the king of this list, the Toyota 4Runner 4th generation with the legendary 1GR FEV6 and a documented track record of going 300,000 miles on nothing but oil changes and brake pads. None of these SUVs will impress your neighbors. None of them have 12-inch touchscreens or heated steering wheels. What they have is something the modern automotive industry has completely forgotten how to build: engineering that lasts generations. The next time a salesman tries to put you in a $40,000 crossover with a 3-cylinder turbo and a CVT that is already on its second recall, walk to the back of the lot. Find one of these 3 SUVs, get a pre-purchase inspection from a mechanic you trust, and drive it for the next decade without a worry in the world. If this helped, hit that like button and subscribe. I have more videos coming on the vehicles dealerships hide, and the ones that actually deserve your money. Take care of your car and it will take care of you. I will see you in the next one.